And this episode of Penn Point starts right now. This episode of Penn Point is brought to you by Gamefly. Yeah, I just got back from London. I was over in London, and when I was over in London, we shot 7, which might turn into 8 shows of Penn and Teller Fool Us. We saw like 35 different magicians coming on with great tricks just to trying to fool us. We made television, and we made so much television locked in that room with artificial lights over that 10-day period that we might even throw in another special. It was really, really a big deal. It was wonderful. There were huge surprises. There was incredible magic. Some people fooled us. I have so much to talk to you about, and I'm not supposed to. Because the powers that be at ITV seem to believe that if I tell you who fooled us, you're less likely to tune in. They think that if I tell you who showed up by surprise, you're less likely to tune in. They think it's some sort of like sporting event where who wins or who loses matters. Well, the fact is, it was amazing magic that Teller and I got to see, and I can't talk about it. So, let's talk about my hat. I was wearing this, you see all the gray in there? See, because I was traveling, I haven't gotten my hair, I get my hair colored, I haven't gotten it colored, so there's like a ton of gray, like an embarrassing amount of gray. You see, Joe, I shouldn't even show you, right? There's a lot of gray. But anyway, this hat, I was wearing this Kangol hat, which I thought, because it had a kangaroo on it, was an Australian hat, but maybe it's an American hat, I don't know. I was wearing it, and I thought it was like way cool, and I was wearing it all the time. I wore it in a lot of these Penn Points. And I got over to England, and it was a wonderful crew, and I loved them all, except they made fun of me wearing white socks. Apparently, or they said, wearing white socks with sneakers, which they so cleverly call trainers, was like, they said if you wore that in school, you would get beat up. So all the Americans they made fun of for white socks. But I felt, okay, I'm wearing white socks with sneakers, but at least, I got kind of a boss hat. And then one of the camera guys, this like real English guy, and to me, everybody talks like the Clash over there. This guy comes over to me and goes, why don't you get yourself a proper hat? And proper is like a big word over there, right? Like brilliant. They use brilliant for everything. Why don't you get yourself a proper hat? And he says, you're wearing that Kangol piece of shit. You should get a hat like this. Then he holds up the hat and shows me the inside of his hat. Can you see that? And the inside of the hat has this incredible date on it. See, it says that this hat goes back in history to, what is that? Established in, I can't even see because in like 1676. So 100 years before the Americans kicked the British's asses and threw them out of our fucking country, which before that was their country. 100 years before, there was like this company making hats, Lock and Company. So because, to show you how much strength of character I have, a cameraman working on a show that had my name in it was able to totally get me to throw away my Kangol hat and go with this hat, which is Lock and Company. And I went over there and I bought 8 different hats, all very, very different. And you'll see them popping up. And I think I could even wear it backwards for kind of a Che Guevara thing. If I was like, good looking and iconic, this would be more Che. But I wear it like this, which I fancy looks a little bit like AC/DC, which I know are Australian and not English. But anyway, this is the hat I got over there. And I'm gonna have it cost me, for like 8 hats, cost me like 800 pounds, which is like $1,000. And then the person there at Lock and Company gave me this speech about how I could get my VAT, my value added tax, back at the airport. And I said, I'm not gonna stop and deal with some bureaucrats and stuff. But it's like, it's like $300. So of course I went to our manager and said, write down my passport number and you go and get the money back. And it turns out even with the receipts, he had to have the hats themselves and my credit cards. So I paid all the value added tax. So you people in London that are enjoying your health care and enjoying all that, some of that was built on the back of my hats. But these are the hats that you're going to be seeing a lot, and they cover up the gray so you can't even tell that I dye my hair, right? Oh, those shows were good, and I can't talk about them. GameFly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice from over 7,000 new and classic titles across all consoles and handhelds. With plans starting at $15.95 a month, GameFly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as they like. There are no late fees, no due dates, and shipping is always free. Once you're done playing a game, send it back, and GameFly will send you the next available game on your list. If you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the GameFly website, and the game is yours at a discounted price. GameFly will even mail you the case and manuals free of charge. Penn Point fans get a 15-day free trial when they go to www.gamefly.com/pen.